Control of the weather means control of the food and control of fresh water. On a planet whose surface area is approximately 75% covered with water, the people that are trying to control food and water have initially begun to try to control water by saying there is a water shortage here. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that picture? How can there be a water shortage on a planet whose surface area is over 3/4 covered, or very nearly 3/4 covered with water, as far as deep as a mile or two in places? It's not possible to have a water shortage here. If anything, there's a land shortage, but there's not really that either. So this will include the savvy listener and viewer to the fact that their reality is carefully managed, and a lot of it is based simply on suggestion and what somebody else would like to see happen for their own personal profit. This is what government has become today. This is what banking and currency has become today. The thing is, though, that no matter how much they say this is going to happen, or that's going to happen, or this is real, or that is not, that does not generally match up with what people see with their own eyes, and it's becoming worse and worse, harder and harder to make your eyes match up, what you see match up with what you are told. And so this is something that is just an evolution, something that happens normally over a period of time. Truth will out. And it is happening. There's nothing that can be done to stop it. These people that are in control are pulling the rug right out from under themselves. They're also pulling the rug out from under a bunch of other people. They think that they're going to be able to run off with all their ill-gotten goods, but really the product of any country, or the product here on earth, is the people, the workers, the people who do the work. And if they stop doing the work, the product stops, and this causes the wealthy to get kind of pissed off, because they want you working for them. And if you refuse to work for them, or more importantly, refuse to work for them at the wages that they offer, that really makes them angry, because they can't steal as much from you as they would like to steal from you. Because let's put it plainly and simply, when you are working for them, they are trying to make you submissive to them, and they are taking the product that normally you would produce for yourself. They are taking a portion of that for themselves, for actually doing nothing except providing a place to work. And a lot of times they take a lot more than their fair share in relation to the service you provide and the service they provide. Now, there is a tax scheme called the 1% tax scheme, and this is 1% on every sale, on every boat load, on every ship load, on every train load, on every aircraft load. Those loads are taxed 1%. Right now, that is not happening. Those loads aren't taxed at all. The guys that are doing business way up at the top, they're not paying any tax whatsoever. The tax burden is unfairly distributed. I should not say distributed, but placed upon the shoulders of the working people. A large amount of the tax money comes out of the working man's pocket, and the people at the top are not paying their fair share. 1% sales tax on everything that's sold, on every bank transaction, on every donation made to a church would generate a lot more money than the income tax generates on by burdening the working people. But that's not the point. The point is control. The point actually is putting a burden on the working people as much as they will stand before they finally stand up and start chopping heads. What we have here is an unfair distribution of taxation, and the 1% tax would definitely make a much greater impact as far as fairness and equity. When the man works for someone, a man, myself, any of us work for anyone else, they are actually buying our product, our time. Therefore, they owe the government 1%. The buyer pays the sales tax. That's the bottom line, and it always has been. The process and system for that are already in place for collection of that, except at the upper levels. And I can guarantee you that you'll need your military to collect the 1% sales tax from the buyers at the top, because they do not like to pay taxes. Taxes are not for them. That is the bottom line. That's why they're squawking so much right now about all these taxes coming back into force, that Boy George even made less. And that was just for actually the lower upper class. The middle and upper class, they are exempt from all of this. They run the world. They run the currency. They run the Federal Reserve and the governments. It's time to get them out.